Pat Eatonrod with the Associated Press. Caitlin, Angel was saying people might be a little surprised to know that you two are actually on pretty good terms. Can you kind of describe your relationship with Angel, and do you think you guys are going to be defined, I'll try this again, in kind of the way Larry Bird and Magic Johnson were defined throughout their careers after playing in the national championship game and then going forward as brothers?
Yeah, I would say, me and Angel have always been great competitors. Obviously, she played in the Big Ten for a while to begin her career, and that's what makes women's basketball so fun is, you have great competition, and that's what we've had all year long. But I think Angel would say the same, is like, it's not just us in women's basketball. That's not the only competitive thing about where our game is at, and that's what makes it so good. We need multiple people to be really good, and I think both of our careers, whether she decides to stay or what to go, we'll have great careers in the WNBA, and that's been both of our dreams all along. So I think we're both excited for that as well.
Good morning to you all. I wanted to talk about Sid if we could. Caitlin, specifically to the idea that she is going to get to continue this Iowa program. At a moment where we head on to the WNBA, but also, and for any of you, if you could talk to me about what it was like the moment she entered the starting lineup, any ways to give her encouragement, conversation that you guys had as well.
Yeah, I think for Sid, she's been so good for us this year, and I think I'm just so proud of her because she played behind two really good players in Kate and McKenna to start her career. She never really got many minutes, but all of us would say Sid was somebody that was in the gym just as much as anybody else. She worked on her game. She believed in herself. She came to practice every single day and worked so hard. And now for her this year to kind of take a step and really make this moment hers has been really fun to watch. And nobody deserves it more than her. So more than anything, you're just happy for her. And then when Molly goes down, she takes another step forward and really just embraces the moment, isn't scared of anything. And Sid does things that don't show up in the box score. She's been scoring, she's been rebounding, but she does so many other things that don't show up in the box score. And whether it's her physicality, whether it's her mentality of just diving on the floor for loose balls, whether it's just boxing out hard every possession, everybody on a team needs a player like Sid, and we're lucky to have her.
Nicole Auerbach, The Athletic. For Caitlin.
I'm sorry. Repeat your follow-up. Go ahead.
Just for Kate and Hannah, if there was any particular moments or conversations that you had with Sid as she had stepped forward for you guys. Kate, you in particular have epitomized this program for such a long time.
Honestly, didn't really need any conversations because we just felt so comfortable with her stepping into that role. Because Molly had missed a couple games before senior day as well, and so we felt really comfortable with her because we're super confident in her, and she's just a stud, and she's going to work super hard, and we know that, and the girl's always in the gym, always working hard, and I've gone against her every single day in practice, so, I was just super confident in her, and she's super confident in herself, so no words were really even needed to say to her.
Nicole Auerbach, The Athletic. Caitlin, this is for you. You mentioned, it's not just you and Angel, and Monday is going to also have Juju versus Paige, and it feels like maybe the most anticipated day in women's basketball in a very long time. So what is the overall day, the two games, the four teams, the players and the stars everywhere involved mean to you?
I think it's just super awesome. I think, if I was just a basketball fan in general, I would be glued to the TV like no other, and Paige and Juju have both been able to have amazing seasons, and I've been able to watch as much as I can. Obviously, I'm pretty busy, but I love turning them on as much as I can, especially Juju. But what she's been able to do for that program as a freshman to come in and lead them to the Elite Eight with a chance to go to the Final Four is really, it's unreal, it's unheard of, and she's so special. And then what Paige has been able to do has been amazing as well, coming back from injury and really leading her team in the same way. And I'm big fans of them, but I think women's basketball fans know how special and cool this moment will be. I think the viewership numbers will show that, but I think the worst part of it is, two teams are getting sent home. All of them can't keep playing, but that's what makes this competitive environment so fun. Everybody's fighting to be able to play one more game, come back to practice with one another, and I think more than anything, it's just great for our game, and I'm lucky to be a part of it.
Dan Zakrzewski, Outkick.com. Caitlin, after the game yesterday, you seemed like dozens of autographs, and there were hundreds of young girls yelling your name. What does that mean to you?
I think it's so cool, especially when you're in New York, far away from Iowa, where you grew up and where you play most of your games. It's been cool to to see our impact all across the country, and I think that goes back to what we were able to do at the Final Four last year and the way people really loved our team and loved getting to support our team. Maybe, a lot of people didn't know who we were then, but obviously this season, every single game we've played has basically been sold out. People love coming and supporting us, but I think it's just the way we play. We play an up-tempo, fast-paced offense. We love scoring the ball. We're energetic, we're passionate, we support our teammates, we have a lot of fun doing it, and our fans in Iowa City have always supported really well, but that's been one of the coolest things is when we go on the road and arenas are packed, people are wearing Iowa gear and still supporting us in that same exact way.
Mark Singley from the Albany Town Union for Kate and Hannah. How much have you thought about last year's championship game and anticipated another shot at LSU?
Yeah, well, I think we're both very different teams than last year. We've lost a couple starters, and they've had some transfers come in as well. And we're really mainly just focused on ourselves right now. At this point in the season, there's not much you can do, to worry about anybody else other than yourselves. But we're looking forward to it. It really didn't matter to us who we were playing in this game because we're just really excited to be back to the Elite Eight and get another shot at making another Final Four.
Hannah?
Yeah, I think just getting to play another game is the most important. I get to spend another game out here with these girls, and that means a lot for me.
Nancy Armour, USA Today Sports. Hannah? Hey. What do you remember from last year's game? You played, I think it was 11 minutes, but what do you remember seeing specifically of Angel, and what can you take from that for tomorrow's game?
I don't remember much from that game. It was a whole year ago. But I think boxing out is really important with Angel. She's one of the best rebounders, if not the best. So I think that's my focus for this game, for sure.
Erica Ayala with CBS Sports. Hannah, I actually want to just ask you to maybe go a little bit deeper there. Angel talked about the matchup, and you in particular, with regard to how you want to play offensively in particular. What do you hope to bring for Iowa? And then, Caitlin, I actually want to maybe help out my friend here at the AP, but I know you're a Maya Moore fan. What do you remember of the LA Sparks versus Minnesota Lynx matchups, and why do you think those were instant classics?
Yeah. On offense, I think I don't know, just plain. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know yet.
Go ahead. Caitlin, you want to?
Honestly, I was pretty young. I barely remember some of our games. I think the biggest thing is the WNBA is what I grew up watching, and those rivalries and competitive games were something I just loved and thrived on. I loved watching their competitive passion and their fire, and I think more than anything, I just loved the Minnesota Lynx, the team that they had, the players that they had. Obviously, they built kind of a dynasty there, and Coach Reeves, what she was able to do with her players, and whether it was Maya Moore, whether it was Lindsay Whalen, whether it was Rebecca Brunson, you can go down the line. I just loved that team and supporting that team and what they were able to do for women's basketball. For me, they were my inspiration growing up, and they still kind of are, and that's kind of what I live by.
Michael Cobble, WBRZ TV in Baton Rouge for Caitlin. We talked a lot about trash talk earlier today. Kim said she loves it. Lisa said she didn't do it as a young girl. Angel said she uses it as motivation, and Haley compared it to hockey fights, as far as drawing people in and some of the outside attraction. I guess, how do you utilize it in your game? Do you enjoy it? Do you not enjoy it?
Yeah, I think for me, my competitive passion is just all about the game and what fires me up and what fires my team up. I think that's what I'm focused on. I think I play with a lot of emotion, but I think our team is mostly focused on celebrating each other. That's what we've always been about. Coach Bluder always talks about celebrating the assists. We're a team that really focus on having, high number of assists every single night out and low number of turnovers. And, I thought we did that last night. We had 20 assists. Could have taken care of the ball a little bit better with 19 turnovers, but I think that's where my competitive passion and fire comes from, is I know how much I expect out of this team. They expect the same out of themselves. I expect a lot out of myself, and we have a lot of fun doing it, and that's what makes the game so fun, being able to be in those types of situations.
Yeah, Mitchell Northam for the Baltimore Banner. For Caitlin, I'm wondering, there's a lot of Caitlin versus Angel talk here, and people can point out the differences between you two. I'm wondering what similarities you see between yourself and Angel, and if you can kind of see yourself in her a little bit with kind of the competitive fire and sort of swagger that both of y'all play with.
Yeah, I think like you said, there's definitely that competitive fire. You know, both of us want to win more than anything, and that's how it should be when you're a competitor and you get into a situation like this. You know, whether it was the national championship, whether it's Elite Eight, that goes for LSU's entire roster, that goes for Iowa's entire roster. Every single one of us want this so bad. We want to advance to the Final Four so bad. So I think that's the main similarity, is how bad and how competitive we are. And, you know, we both grew up loving this game, and we're going to do anything we can to help our teams win.
Patty and Ruff, with the AP, Caitlin, maybe you can start and then Kate. But this is a lot of talk about Iowa has been about Caitlin. But can you guys talk about what Lisa has meant to this program, to you guys as a team, what brought you here, and do you think she's getting the flowers she deserves?
I do think she's getting the flowers she deserves. I mean, what she's built here at this program the last 23, 24 years is incredible. And what I love about Coach Bluder is that she really cares about us as people first over, you know, basketball players. She's going to do anything to be there for us as people. And you know, she really instills great values in us, and you know, she believes that every single person on our team matters. It doesn't matter if you're Caitlin, who plays 40 minutes a game, or if you're somebody who doesn't really get off the bench. Every single person on our team matters, and I've always wanted to play for her ever since I was a little kid, and I'm so glad that, you know, she's still here and that I've gotten to play for her for 6 years, and I'm really glad that she's getting some recognition that she deserves, because what she's done is incredible.
Yeah, Coach Bluder's a Hall of Fame coach, and you know, I think the biggest thing for me, like throughout the recruiting process, that I loved about her is like she's a player's coach. She's not gonna, you know, have a set offense that you have to run. She's gonna tailor everything to what she has on her team and what's gonna put her team in positions to be very successful. And that's exactly what she's done over the course of my 4 years. Like, I don't know if I have the type of success if I don't have the amazing teammates that I have, but also a coach that really allows me to be myself. And for that, I'm like forever grateful. And you know, she's one of the best our game has ever seen. I think she's close to 900 wins now, so it's a lot of wins.
Last one right here. Last one.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Michael Vopel from ESPN.com. Caitlin is as great a three-point shooter as you are. Does it, through the wear and tear of a season, does it become harder to sort of always have your legs in a three-point shot? And if it does, then do you, like yesterday, find some other ways to score, and how do you sort of balance that decision-making?
Yeah, I think a little bit. I think especially when you're definitely playing in environments that you're maybe not always used to. I think also when you're playing in these tournament settings where your turnaround time isn't always the greatest, like you're definitely a little more sore. But also I think not settling for three-pointers. I think I took 19 threes and 22 shots total versus LSU the last time we played them. So not settling and falling in love with my three-point shot, being able to get into the paint, drive into the paint. I think that, you know, that allows my teammates to get open. They're going to either have to collapse and make a decision, or I'm going to be able to finish at the rim. So I think that'll be another key going into this game, is not falling in love with my three-point shot, whether it's on, whether it's off, whatever it is, being able to score at all three levels, but also that helps set my teammates up a lot too.